Good evening, everybody, or should I say good afternoon? It is 3:31 p.m. on this beautiful Saturday afternoon here in April. It's April 15th, 2017, and we are here to talk about lab report writing. That's right. Let's shake off that voice. That's uh that's my deep contemplative voice. Very thought-provoking. But I don't think it's necessary here for what we have going today. Let me just double check and make sure that my mic is coming through because I have a bad habit recently of. I don't think it's necessary here. Good, okay, it's working. Bad habit of muting myself, not realizing it, and spending 3, 4, 5 minutes of the stream with silence. It's bad. Some of you may have seen I did a goof recording or announcing job of the New York Rangers Montreal Canadiens game yesterday. Well, what you don't know is that I had actually done the third period, and my mic was muted the entire time. Didn't find out till afterwards. So yeah, let's try not to make that mistake anymore. So here we're talking about lab report writing. Okay, for the honors class, you guys, this is your first ever major lab report for me at least. I don't want to leave you in the lurch. I think this sheet here pretty much goes over everything you could possibly have questions about. But hey, I'm not perfect, and I'm sure that this sheet is not enough to perfectly guide every single person to making the best lab report that they possibly can. So hopefully going over it a little bit, slowly, step by step. If anybody pops in with a question, I'll be able to take them. Hopefully that'll guide people a little bit better. So it starts out with some basic format stuff, common errors that people make, right? So when you're writing your lab report and you have your title, you wrote your title, right? Now you're going to do your introduction section. Well, start off with, simply put, introduction, right? And there you go. So clearly labeled, right, at the beginning of your section. And you would go forward and do whatever it is that makes up your introduction. Nope. Let's get rid of the underline. Let's get rid of the bold. Okay. In 1975, right? So, I mean, you probably wouldn't start this particular lab report by talking about 1975. However, uh, that's what I've put just as an example of, hey, look, we're starting our introduction. It's going, okay? Make sure you double space everything. And just in case you're not sure what I mean, well, just look right here. See, it's double spaced. Everything should be double spaced. If you don't know how to do that, take a Microsoft Word class. No, but you could also watch this. See, I right clicked, went to paragraph, line spacing, double it up. And just like that, there you go. So, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, no problem. Everything's got to be in past tense, what you're writing. And don't do that third person thing. Don't go like, if you were to test an enzyme, then you would find this. Don't do that. None of that. No you in the paper. No our. Our group found that it was better. None of that. No our, no I, no we, no my, no they. None of that. Um, when I was in college, I was I primarily write in English, English papers and persuasive essays and creative stories, and so it was an adjustment for me because I had never written like this before. So it's going to be an adjustment for you. You have to really make sure that you keep an eye out for this kind of stuff and don't put it in there. Okay? So here's an example. We took the pipette and dropped hydrogen peroxide. It's wrong. Wrong, right? Hydrogen peroxide was drawn into the pipette and dropped. See, there's no mention of you or we or I. It's not like you draw peroxide into the pipette and drop it. No, 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 none of that, right? It's past tense. This is what happened. It occurred already. It's done. It's over. You did this in the lab. So here it is. During the lab, peroxide was dropped, whatever. Um, so keep those in mind all throughout your paper. It's got to be consistent. Now for your title. And I think we had gone over titling in class. and most of you seemed like you had a pretty good grasp on how to do it, I hope. So you've got to accomplish these two things. What's the purpose of your experiment? Why bother at all? And what's the method that you're using to collect data? So, if you guys remember, we had a lab where uh, we had multiple items: spoon, tweezers, clothespin, and what was the last one? Uh, clothespin. I don't remember what the last one was. What was the last one? Spoon, clothespin. Chopsticks. That's right. Chopsticks. Oops. Okay. So we had those items. This is our beak lab that we did. So these items served as beaks, right? Served as beaks. That's what they were. And what was the purpose of our lab? Well, they served as beaks, right? Because we wanted to show which ones collected the most items, right? And the items act as food substitutes. Items were food substitutes. Did I just spell out? Substitutes. There we go. Okay, good. Also, why did we do it? Why did we bother during that particular lab? Well, we wanted to demonstrate evolution at work, right? We wanted to demonstrate that certain traits can provide an advantage. So natural selection can occur. Okay? So right here, what I've done in my my head, and I've crystallized it onto the paper here for you. I've thought about what did we do, what did we use, what was our method, and why did we do it. So you would have to take this and turn it into a single sentence that connects both of these ideas together, right? Using multiple utensils, or you know what? I could see already. Here, you know what? I'll go through with that, and then we'll come back to it. Using multiple utensils to collect using multiple utensils. This is why I was going to restart, because I know I already boxed myself into a weird corner with the writing, but I'm going to see if I can keep going anyway. Using multiple utensils such as tweezers, clothespins, spoons, and chopsticks. 1, 2, up. Rocks, beetles. Well, they weren't really beetles, right? Rocks. Nah, they're not pill bugs either. They were not pill bugs. That's the name we gave them on the paper. But they were rocks, beads, and toothpicks. Okay, so here's what we did. We used multiple utensils. Maybe I could just say this, using tweezers. Okay, so why have the multiple utensils in there? That's something to look for, is excess verbiage. Don't be too verbose if you don't have to be. Using tweezers, clothespins, spoons, and chopsticks to pick up rocks, beads, and toothpicks in order to demonstrate that certain adaptations can provide a survival advantage and lead to natural selection. Boom. There you go. So I managed to work my way around it, despite starting off with some odd wording, and figured out something to remove that was excessive and unnecessary. And so there you go. That would be a great title. What did we do? We used tweezers, clothespins, spoons, and chopsticks to pick up rocks, beads, and toothpicks. Why did we do it? Well, we wanted to demonstrate that certain adaptations can provide a survival advantage and lead to natural selection. It's a perfectly good title that I would accept and give full marks to. Right? So now you've got to sit and think to yourself, well, what did we do in this lab, right? Measured the amount of, I'm going to put H2O2 peroxide, right? That's one or the other. Hydrogen peroxide. I don't think it has to be capitalized, but whatever. Measured the amount of hydrogen peroxide bubbles that showed up when we mixed peroxide with liver. There's a enzyme in the liver that breaks down peroxide into water and oxygen. Why did we do this? Oh, and also, what else did we do, right? Did it with different types of organisms, plants and animals, potato, carrot, and liver specifically. We also had exposed the liver to different temperatures, right? Boiling, frozen, room temperature, right? We did all that. That's a lot. It's a lot, right? Why did we do it? Demonstrate that different organisms have different enzyme requirements, right? Why though? That's something that you're going to have to do in your analysis. But so we demonstrated that different organisms have different enzyme requirements, and we demonstrated that enzymes can be affected by certain temperature conditions. Okay? So it's the what did we do, what was our method, and it's the why. Okay? So same mental process that I went through earlier. What did we do? Why did we do it? You've got to take this now and crystallize it. Turn it into a single sentence, right? And you're going to have to really summarize this. You're going to have to leave some stuff out. This is just a planning process, a thought process that you think about what you did. Now you've got to rephrase that all so that it's not going to be a massive singular sentence. Look at what I did here. I just basically I took a two-line thing and it was stretching into a second line, and I still kept it as a two-line thing. Basically, I took this. It was about 4 lines. It turned it into 3, one cohesive sentence, right? So you've got to do that. This title should probably be no more than 3 or 4 lines. If you're going 5, 6, 7 lines in this particular font size, then your title is way too long. It doesn't have to be that long for this particular assignment. Okay, so hopefully that helps you in terms of creating a title for yourself. God help you if you just put Enzyme Lab as your title, because hey, it specifically says don't do that, and now I've gone over it as well. So hopefully that'll help you. It shouldn't be verses. It's not a rap battle. Nobody's fighting each other. So don't use that. Good words, effective, compare, measure, determine. Let's see, demonstrate here, right? Measured is a good word, definitely. You see, I use measured and demonstrate both times, right? So those could all be good words to use to help string your stuff, your ideas together. Now for the introduction. Okay. Maybe, you know what? I'm going to stop this here. I'm going to stop this video right now. And this is going to be how to write a lab report title. Okay. How to write a lab report title. And I'm going to start a new one. And that one will be about how to do the introduction. That way, if you want to just look at the title, you can click on just this video. If you want to do just the introduction, you'll click on that video. Sounds good to me, at least. Yeah, nobody else is here, so I don't know if it sounds good to them.